Welcome to Crypto OGs.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Crypto OGs. Today I have with us someone really amazing in the space. I know you're going to absolutely love this interview. I am Annie, your podcast host, and today I have not only a hedge fund manager, a mentor, a trader. This guy does everything. He's blowing up on social media. I am, of course, talking about Mr. Thomas Kralow.
Hi.
How are you?
Good to meet you.
You too. Thank you for inviting me to your beautiful home. This is the epitome of financial abundance. So I want to dive deep with you today. I want to find out where you started, how you got here, because I think a journey like this, a lot of people see at the end, or not the end, where you are now, and don't really understand how it got here and what happens along the way, you know? I think let's start with, let me know, first of all, this didn't start with crypto, did it?
No.
You started with Forex, is that right?
I never traded Forex, but I traded indices, futures on commodities and indices, primarily S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and DAX in Germany. That's it, yeah.
Okay, and so what was it that made you go from, you know, whatever you were doing prior to trading at all to, how did you first get that interest and go, I want to try this out?
So first, my trading experience, the first one ever, was when I was about like 15, 14.
Wow.
And back then it was just like mostly Forex was popular. And I just started researching it a bit, and I found some website that offered copy trading or something.
Oh, wow.
And I put in a little bit of money that later I understood that I don't understand anything. And I lost some. I made a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just like any of that, you know, it's like it quickly went down. So I pulled most of it, and that was it. But then when I was growing up in New York, I'm from a single parent household. My father left when I was 2. He was unfortunately dragged into some new generation type of church in like Northern Europe, and he donated everything. So unfortunately I didn't have anybody to show me the way, so my mother was the only one who could tell me what to do. So she was a father and a mother to me, and basically she told me that lawyers make good money. So she knew some lawyers that were rich, in her opinion. So I went for law. So I was supposed to become a lawyer. In the US, I was at the age of 19, I received my bachelor's degree, which sounds strange, but I skipped 3 years of high school because instead of going to 10th grade after the 9th, I actually went to a community college. And that allowed me to get a equivalency of high school degree and also like credits towards my bachelor's. It's like a credit system in US. In US, everything is credit. So,
Yeah, right. I hear this.
Yeah, and so basically at the end of the day, my mother introduced me to a guy who was from the financial markets. He was from asset management from Switzerland and Germany, a small company, well, small, not that small, but in the world of asset management, small. They manage less than $1 billion. So, and we kind of connected really well, and my mother dated him for a little bit, so we had a good connection. He didn't have a family, and he was the person who actually showed me what it's like, that it's the world of finance, that it's real. Because I knew that there is money on Wall Street, but that was my whole knowledge.
Yeah.
And then the guy, he was into asset management, which is like all this boring portfolio building, and also lead-gen retail trading. You know, he would trade commodities, he would trade indexes, and that's how I got into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so amazing to be able to have essentially a mentor, a real-life mentor from such a young age.
Yeah. But there's no other way. How?
Exactly, there is no other way. A lot of people ask me about that as well, as how do you get mentors? There's 2 types of mentors. There's those that will choose it as a career, like yourself, and will help other people, you know, as part of a service.
Yeah.
I do the same. But then there's the other that's kind of the luck mentor. You know, you just happen to find someone who's really made it in life doing what you want to do. And I mean, that comes down to you just being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
You can't really pick that, you know. And a lot of the times, those sorts of people that have made that real, you know, life-changing success, they want to share that. They want to.
It's fun.
It's fun, right? Like, you like to give back because you're so grateful for the life that you have.
Yeah.
And but a lot of people who want to get to that point would feel too afraid to ask.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't end up with mentors like that.
Oftentimes, what I also have noticed that a lot of people have different opportunities, but it's also about taking them.
Yes.
Because I had this friend, like he was from Switzerland and Germany. I'm living in New York. I'm studying for LSAT test, which is one of the hardest tests for law school admission in the United States. I was planning to go to try to get a scholarship in either Columbia or Yale or Cornell or Stanford, so something big, because that's, I understood this is where big money is at. So he comes into my life and he says, Thomas, how about you drop all the shit you're doing? You go to Switzerland and Germany and you spend 6 months with me. You know, he's going to cover my expenses, but he's not going to give me money, but he's going to just cover my expenses for living, and you will learn. So from one hand, some people will say, oh, you got so lucky. Really? I had to give up on my entire life in the US. I had friends. I had basically all my schoolmates. I had my path that I spent 5 years on, like this. I was my grades were impeccable. I knew what I was doing. I was on the path. And most people would say, like, are you crazy? Like, I mean, they wouldn't even entertain any possibility. But for me, I saw how much money this guy is spending in restaurants. I'm like, yes, I'm coming. You know, so it's like, it's also about taking chances. So a lot of people, like in my education, they say, oh, Thomas, why don't you, you got to learn for free and you charge me $1,000, $2,000, whatever, you know? Dude.
There are different sacrifices.
Like, I mean, I'd rather spend $2,000 or whatever money, even 100,000, if it's possible, than to completely alter my life. It's very different.
Very different. And a lot of the times, if first of all, it's not anyone's job to give you something for nothing. Like nobody owes you. That's a bad mentality to have anyway. You're responsible for who you become, but also like. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, why should, financially wise, why should anyone invest in you with their time? Like, who are you, know?
100%.
So, I fully agree with mentorship. I was business owner before I became a trader, and even in business, I always had business mentors because I see them as the shortcut to success.
100%.
Why do I want to take 10 years to become a profitable trader when I can just follow someone like you and, and shortcut that and, be successful in however long it takes?
It's every industry. Like this year, I spent $75,000 on just one person. His name is Rick. $75K.
Wow.
Just because he's good. And I could be digging into meditations and whatever in Google, trying to figure it out. Why do I need to do this when there is a person who's been doing it for 20 years? And I paid $75K for it, and I'm getting my money's worth. I'm completely transforming my mentality, my spirituality, which helps me scale further. I'm spending $5,000 a month on a fitness trainer who is good, and he's helping me with everything. So my life is like, that's what you do. If you,
And I think that's such an important thing for people to know, because it doesn't end. You've just proven that you're at this stage of life. Where a lot of people would say, wow, that's the ultimate success. You have thriving companies, you are an amazing trader, you have a beautiful relationship, your wife is gorgeous, and you literally, people would look at you and go, this guy has it all, blowing up on social media, you have it all, but that doesn't mean you go, okay, I'm done with mentorship now. You're still looking for more and more, and it just goes to show there's always a next level, and you're never going to get to a point where you're just like, I know it all, I don't need anyone anymore,
The world evolves, and that's what I've learned even in all my which I would just micromanage everything. But then I realized, and I thought that, because a lot of the stuff we do is creative, especially marketing side of things. So, and I realized, I thought that, only I can be creative. But it was a big misconception. Whatever you think today is not possible is, to be honest, is a limiting belief. Whatever you think is impossible is actually possible, almost, So my day would be usually when I wake up, like today right now we're doing fundraising for Retro Drop thing, but I have 10 meetings a day right now. But normally I would wake up, I would just take care of myself first. I do a deep meditation. Different ones, I have my own meditations plus combinations of what my coach provides. So usually it is grounding myself into presence, into reality, into today. For me, tomorrow, of course I think about tomorrow, but I try not to live in tomorrow. I live in now. And I certainly don't allow the past to drag me down. So whatever happened yesterday, it is yesterday, it doesn't exist anymore. What exists is only now. So, and when I'm in this grounded presence, in the state of love, happiness, and gratitude, this is when I open up to the world. And this is when I can actually intrinsically say that I'm actually a happy individual. This is what matters the most to me.
Yeah.
It used to be money, and I thought that money can solve everything. And money certainly makes your life better, more interesting, more fun, comfortable, and safe.
Yeah.
But it's not only what fuels happiness. Happiness is inside of us.
Yeah.
So to answer your question in a very strange way, but to actual truthful point, is that I live my life every day in a way that makes me happy. And that sometimes is different. Sometimes I wake up, I send a message to my team saying, guys, go off. Today I'm in a beach club.
I love that.
You know, and I taught myself to say no.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be like I would just go crazy.
Yeah.
And that's number one. And number two, of course, when I wake up, I do this meditation thing. Usually I make my daily YouTube video. I do the analysis, I adjust my trades, or I just see what is happening in the markets. Then only then I have breakfast, because I'm doing intermittent fasting. It helps me with my metabolism
I
and
do
just
too.
And then afterwards, I usually go to the gym, like every other day. Then I have lunch, and in the process, I work with my team. It's all in the phone. Like I employ more than 30 people, but we have a few offices, but they're small. It's like sales department and stuff where people need to be in the office.
Yeah.
But normally it's all on the phone. So, and I just work with my team. I post on social media, I make content. I love it. I enjoy it. I work with my investors, with my clients, with the ideas we have. And that's it. And the rest of the day usually is meetings. It's random.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
Yes.
So, but to keep it a lifestyle, I just keep it within the boundaries of what I want to do.
Yeah.
As soon as I start to feel like I'm doing what I don't want, I just exit. I leave.
Yeah.
But it's a big art to do that. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that I must. I don't must nothing anymore.
Yeah. I totally agree. That's why I have the chill side of my brand, because I'm like, no, if I'm not enjoying life, what's the point?
There's no point.
There is no point. You know, I think we all learned. Probably one positive thing that COVID brought about was we all had to stop for a little while, and it taught us that, hold on, there's more to just grind. You know, before that, everything, all your business mentors and whatnot that are online is like grind, hustle, grind. Nobody wants to do that. We want to we want financial abundance and we want amazing things, but we want to enjoy them too, you know. Otherwise, we're only here for a short time. You know, we have to make the most of it and enjoy life. So I love that you say, you know, that you have a focus on balance, essentially, you know, it sounds like you really live an inspired life. You're like, what am I inspired to do today? I'm going to do that today, you know, and you forgive yourself if you want a day off. You're not like, I didn't work hard today, you know. I
don't care.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I stopped caring about these things, but it used to be, you know, when you're in this race, you oftentimes start to feel bad if you didn't do something, as you just said.
Yeah.
I got rid of that crap because it eats you up. You know, it's like, because really, we don't know where we are from, what we are. Yeah. I mean, if you think about things like quantum theory and superpositions, Schrodinger, whatever, cats and stuff. So everything at the same time exists and doesn't. We have a perception of things, but in reality, I think that the true nature of being is very different from our limited cognitive ability can actually comprehend. So therefore, understanding that, let go.
Yes. Oh, I love this conversation.
You know, that's just, when I realized it, I was like,
Yes.
And I'm in this feeling like for a long time now.
Yeah, and I find people who haven't reached that level would consider it lazy. You know, and it's like, you have no idea. Like, we can achieve a lot when we're working from an inspired state. It was, you know, when you're grinding and you're like, you know, I've got to do this today, I've got to do that today. It just, the energy comes across that as well, you know?
Oh, energy is everything.
Everything.
People, you know, it's like they say millionaires don't visit astrologists, only billionaires do. And I think JP Morgan said that.
Yes.
I believe in all that stuff. Like,
yes,
it
me
is
too.
powerful.
Yeah.
Like recently, I have also this info business side of things, like courses and school and stuff, and we made good money. I mean, I'm also very open about money. You know, some people hide what they make. Like for me, there were years when we made $2-3 million from education alone as a profit. So for us, it was okay. But in the bear market, it kind of started slowing down, and I was looking for a better team, better producers, better creative directors, better everything. And I couldn't find a team, and I was so stressed about it because I saw people. I know, like, people make crazy money from education. Some people make, like Andrew Tate, for example. At some point, he was making $1 million a day from his Hustlers University. So I mean, it's like, multi-level marketing type of a thing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It worked brilliantly. So I know how much money there is in the world, and me, even if from education alone, I make $200,000 in a month. For some people, it will be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But it's not much. So, and it actually was eating me up. So, and I was so focused, so frustrated about finding a better team, and I couldn't find one. And now when I was on this journey from New York to Alaska, we were in this $1,400 car, filming and trading Bitcoin and filming everything. When the car broke down next to a Canadian border, I stayed in Seattle for like 10 days doing fishing. Like I released everything. I was fishing right on the ocean.
How peaceful.
Fishing. I was going mushrooming to Mount Rainier area of rainforest and stuff, beautiful location, and I let go. And guess what? During this time, I received a phone call from one top producer. He's like, Thomas, I want to work with you. He reached out. I didn't fucking look for the guy. This is energy.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
It comes. And oftentimes, like verification on Instagram. I was trying to fight it for 2 years. I couldn't get it. I've been on Forbes. I've been in Bloomberg Live talking about Bitcoin. What else do you need?
Yeah.
I couldn't get one. And then one day I was just like, let me fill it out again. After a certain, again, a rejection. So I will fill it out again. Hour later, it's there.
Wow.
I'm verified. With not paying anyone, nothing.
Yeah.
So this is energy. This is our state and what we project into our reality.
Yeah.
I cannot explain it, but what I can say that a lot of the stuff that is in my life today happened thanks to it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always say that to people who are learning to trade and they get into that state of trying to chase trades. I'm like, this is desperation. Money doesn't hang out here. Yeah, money vibrates up here. We're going to get, you know.
It's like the more, especially right now with so many market makers manipulating and whales manipulating. Like I know all the guys who are moving the market. I mean, some of the groups where I'm not with this level. I mean, they're trading like spot trades per person, starting with 30 mil. You know, spot. Wow. So when they're like moving the market, I see this. They're putting together like 30, 40 whales, and they're like, okay, 1.5 billion short now. You know, so, and they move the market.
Wow.
So, and seeing this with this low liquidity, you understand that you really need to be chill.
100%.
You can be, because if you're going to be one of those, you know, with a big trading anxiety in this market,
really going to hurt.
Yeah,
I totally agree. Now, you dropped a word before that I want to explore, and that word was retro drops. Can you tell me more about this?
That's a crazy one. Like, I mean, this year, this is probably I made more money from retro drops than from trading.
What is it actually?
So basically, it is a new form of airdrops. Okay. You know, everybody knows airdrops more or less, because airdrop concept was there since 2018. And some projects did airdrops, and maybe some NFT collections did airdrops and stuff. But retro drop is basically when you are taking airdrops to a commercial farming level using algorithms and AI. So right now, like normally a person, if they would participate in Arbitrum, they would have 1-2 accounts, they would see their complete tasks, that would give them a reward down the road when the token lists. What is different in our case, we don't have 2 accounts, we have 4,500 accounts.
Oh, wow.
So we have algorithms, and I have 2 farms, one in Riga, one in Kazakhstan. So it's big floor of people with team leads, with secure computers that are limited to certain tabs they can open, and they're farming currently 12 projects. This year we farmed Optimism, Sui, Arkham, Arbitrum, and Aptos, 5, and we did 10x. From 70K, I did 760.
Wow.
And I didn't even do shit. My venture team did it. And now we realize the potential, so I'm putting my personal million into it. And for the next 12 months, because I think once people realize it, because right now it's so quiet, nobody does anything.
Yeah.
So right now projects actually need this because of Gary Gensler and all the Wells notices.
Yeah.
So this is a new type of fundraising for them that they understand, and they avoid Gary Gensler because it's not a securities offering. It is a airdrop. It's different. It's a reward.
Yeah.
So the people theoretically don't have the expectation of appreciation of the asset, so to speak, which is the problem for SEC. So this concept is very popular, and projects actually allocate money to it. But right now, people are all saying like, what? Bitcoin is a scam. Everything is a scam. Volumes are down. So there is a big gap between what projects are offering, what you can farm, and how many people are farming. Nice. So, and I think that this is going to be a trend for the next 12 months. So right now, actually, in the last few days, I raised 2.8 million extra for this, and plus my million. So right now we have 4 million we're going into, and we're going to be building a farm of like at least 30,000 accounts and 100 people that are going to be doing it.
Wow. And
we need another 6 million to raise.
And so is this something that you're going to open up as an opportunity for the average everyday person, or it's very, very specialized?
It's my inner circle mostly.
Yeah.
So we are going to be doing an educational product soon for anyone who want to learn, because I really want to share this with people. It's going to launch probably in August. People can, check my Instagram. Everything is there on YouTube as well. And it's going to be like a 2-week masterclass. And to be honest, because it's not very difficult. What we're going to do, we're going to explain what retro drops are. And we're going to give precise instructions of how to actually do it in every single test net that we are currently farming. It's actually, the cool thing about retro airdrops in general is that it's binary. You complete a task, and later when the token launches, you get a airdrop.
Right.
So you don't need to predict Bitcoin. So I love trading. I am buying a crap ton of Bitcoin, and only for this reason alone, I'm going only with 1 million because a lot of my money is in Bitcoin already.
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting for Moon,
Yeah. I think we're all waiting for Moon.
Yeah, so for this reason, it's only 1 million I'm going in with. But in my opinion, there is room for people to make money.
Yeah.
So that's why it's going to be also educational product for anyone who wants to learn how to do this and just complete binary tasks and get a reward. So I mean, it's like the task is send $5 from one account to another, and you already are eligible for some kind of reward. So it's binary. You don't need to predict anything. And that's why it's such a thing. But the problem with this is that it's going to be only next 12 months. Once crypto hype comes back, all other hype will come back, including this thing.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be, when Arbitrum is, I think they allocated like $1 billion to, it was something crazy. And it was 700,000 accounts that were participating. Down the road, I think it's going to be 5 million accounts participating.
Wow.
So instead of making 10x, maybe you'll make 40%. So right now there is a gap, and we're going to make a ton of money in this gap.
Wow.
It's like being early, same as being early in ICO hype, IDO hype, or CoinList hype.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So you just need to spot an opportunity early when there is this supply and demand kind of an imbalance right now. That's it.
So for the average person trying to follow along with what you do once you've done your masterclass and whatnot, is it something that is extremely time consuming for them, or how much time would they have to put into something
Basically,
like that?
it depends on how many accounts they want to run. So if, for example, they have like $1,000 that they want a 10x or 5x, or again, I don't know what's going to be. It could be 30x. It's with airdrops, a lot of intricacies inside. It's hard to predict. But for now, we just know it's crazy enough. So for people, if they want to just do it with $1,000, it's enough on average 10 minutes a day. It's not that much.
Oh wow, that's nothing.
It's nothing. But if you want to run 50 accounts, multiply it by 50.
Yeah.
That's it. If you want to, for example, we also have our own software that we've written that is one of the most advanced retro drop farming software in the world right now that actually automates 80% of the work. Then by having this, we also are considering to provide, then you will be able to do, instead of 50 accounts, maybe you can do 300 accounts on your own, but you will still need to spend hours every day. But again, if you want to turn 20K into a lot more without downside risk of trading downside risk.
And it goes to show, like, nothing comes easy. Like, if you want to make that kind of an extreme multiple on money, you got to do something. Nothing is passive.
And you know what the thing is, that right now with a lot of people that I know, not too many people know this. So a lot of people are scared of uncertainty.
Yes.
But when it becomes certain, it's too late.
Too late, yes.
So and this is my strategy. Like I have different strategies, but one of my strategies in investing in Bitcoin, I buy Bitcoin when I'm scared. Like FTX was collapsing, I bought $500,000 worth of Bitcoin at 17K. I was scared shitless. I thought I had this feeling too that this shit is going to zero. This is when I buy. Okay, I buy at all times. I also bought at 30K, whatever. I don't care much, but I buy especially much when I'm scared. So, and this is the psychology. This is what we spoke about. Also, it's reverse psychology. And it is one of the best indicators. So it's business, trading, whatever.
Now, I believe you said you are, correct me if I'm wrong, 85% in on Bitcoin at the moment?
I'm on crypto in general.
In crypto in general,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so let's say 15% stays in like dollars, euro, like cash and cars and watches and this kind of stuff. And the rest, 85% is in crypto, and like a big part of it is over to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a small part altcoins in my venture fund, and some in USDT, in stablecoins.
Do you believe that the bottom is in for this cycle?
I think so, unless we see a black swan event of unprecedented proportions. Because if we consider as to what has happened so far, we had Terra Luna, Celsius, FTX, Joe Powell, Gary
Yeah.
Gensler,
What's left?
war, another war.
I know.
What?
I know.
Unless we see like something monumental like Tether collapsing,
Yeah.
or Binance being another Sam Bankman fraudster behind the wheel, which I mean CZ, which I really don't think, but whatever. Then also maybe a collapse of, maybe war between China and Taiwan, which would affect 60% of the supply of the chips and these semiconductors, which would really bring our economy to a grinding halt.
Yeah.
Because computers, phones, cars, whatever. So unless some crazy shit like this happens,
Yeah.
I think they will just jug along all these people, just make money, all these liquidity areas.
Yeah.
And then at some point when we finally have it today, by the way, is also a decision day for SEC to
Yes.
appeal the grayscale ETF thing.
Yes.
One news, and we are past 30.
I know.
One news. That's
Yeah.
why I tell people, be careful shorting.
Yeah.
Because you will be right with your shorts until the last moment, when you're not. So.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've been keeping up with the FTX thing, but there was a Caroline Ellison,
Yeah.
I think her name is. She was saying that she was told to keep Bitcoin under 20K, back when it dropped, and to me, I find that to be a bullish signal. Because to us, it's like, okay, the only reason we broke below the previous cycle's all-time high then is because it was manipulated by someone who is no longer in the game. So to me then, it's like, well, we shouldn't drop below 20 again then.
I don't think so. That's the thing. I think if they're going to push it, right now the liquidity is like 25.2, 25, 24.
Yeah.
This market maker won the bottom line for them. If we lose that, maybe another one is obviously 20K previous all-time high. Below this, we need the Black Swan event, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why I keep buying Bitcoin. I don't care if I buy if it's 26, 24.
Yes.
If it goes to 200, 300, people will just care more about the fact that they didn't buy any of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Amazing. Thomas,
Yeah.
it's been amazing to have a chat with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And like I said, thank you for inviting me to your home. Guys, if you are interested in learning more about Thomas's products, sorry, I did that again. Wrong camera. Guys, if you're interested in keeping up with Thomas's social media, his products, everything that he offers, he is an amazing trading mentor. Check out all of the links and everything that we'll have for you. His social media, I highly recommend checking out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Come again.